We'll figure it out. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, hello America and curling fans from Canada and Newfoundland. This is your host Ryan Olson, welcoming you to the Thursday Winter League finale, the championship game, coming to you live from the Utah Olympic Oval. This is the Oval Curling Club. Happy to have you guys tonight. The championship is between Three of a Kind playing with the Yellow Rocks, taking on Cheat Commandos with the Red Rocks. It's a slightly different format tonight. Normally we play 6-end games as time allows. There was a situation that came up last week where we couldn't play on Thursday, so they opted to kind of combine last week's semifinals into tonight's championship. And that's how we are here now. We have Three of a Kind and Cheat Commandos. Looks like Three of a Kind without the hammer put up a guard and then drew a round with a partially covered, as we now have the first for Cheat Commandos throw his next stone. Both teams are playing with 3 tonight. And this does cap off a full season of curling here at the Oval. We're going to be off for a couple of weeks and then we'll be back for our spring bonspiel, the Hive. Registration is still open. Information at ovalcurling.com. So looks like Cheat Commandos put up kind of a setup shots with their second stone. And so it looks like Ben for Three of a Kind is asking for a hit and roll from Kara. Let's see how this ice moves. Looks like it has already kind of broken. It's rotating. It might flash. And it does. It just curled a bunch. So now that was the 5th rock to the end. So Cheat Commandos can start clearing the guards, and that's what Ken Pomeroy would like to have done. Looking for a peel, at least hit something is kind of, I think, the goal here. I'm going to time this rock. That's more like a draw weight, actually. Although seeing it come down the ice, it does have some pace to it. Got 10:30, 10:35. So that's like it was a heavy board weights. Peeled the guard, but have replaced it with their own. Not a bad outcome. As Tyler gets set for his first. Looking for that hit and roll again. Kara's on it. Again, important to hold the line. It looks tight again. And this is closer, and it does make contact, and it does roll towards the center. So that was a good shot there. Yeah, doing play-by-play.
Nice.
Yeah. So now
it's your turn.
a little bit of a confusion there, as there's only 3 players per team. As Scott had to go get set. Looking to peel the guard again. As Scott gets set. Looking to peel here with his first. Looks like the peel is made. And the shooter's going to roll out of play. The guard's going to roll to the left side of the house. And kind of be in that twilight zone, neutral zone, covering nothing. So Tyler's getting set to, I think, just draw. Kara said it was heavy out of hand, and it does look like it's going to be a smidge heavy, going to make some contact. A freeze would be pretty good in this situation. Ooh, that just kind of swung hard at the last second. Let's check out the replay. Kara said it was heavy out of hand, and it does look like it's going to be a smidge heavy, going to make some contact. A freeze would be pretty good in this situation. Ooh, that just kind of swung hard at the last second. All right, so it didn't swing hard. I actually made contact with the yellow that was on the right side, set kind of out of view. So, still it looks like a pretty good shot. It does create a bit of a pocket for Scott to take on with his second stone. We're only playing 3 ends for this championship game. Like again, I mentioned just the awkward situation that happened last week led to tonight, because it's not fair to the non-hammer team to only have maybe one end with a hammer. All depending on how the game plays out. I was just told that if the teams are tied at the end of the game, the non-hammer team is going to win the championship. Or win the game. So.
Doing commentary?
Yeah, doing play-by-play. No one needed a sub tonight, so I'm here doing commentary. So this is Tyler's last, I believe. Just looking to, I think, just put another one in the pile, the pocket there. And guards, I think the miss And it's looking pretty good, actually, when you look at it head on. Shot stone's a little open. It's accessible, it looks like, maybe from this over the shoulder view. So it's looking to bump up the red. And Ken's asking for some heat from Scott with his last here. Looks like board weight, perhaps. Oh, this is hanging out wide. Okay, so you had the weight, just didn't have the line. So now it looks like they're going to try to lock off the red rays with 3 of a kind's first skip stone without the hammer here in the first of 3 ends. So also it was talked about initially doing 4 ends for the semifinal and 4 ends for the final, and I guess it was just as a matter of timing they decided to just do 3 ends. And it also kind of worked out because the weather is not awesome tonight. There's been rain and snow across the Salt Lake Valley. So it's really good to just wrap up in a timely fashion, although obviously a lot of people's preference would be to play full games as you can. So some teams are, I think, also just kind of calling it early as well, just given the weather and given the fact that they're just playing for bragging rights on some of these other sheets. We do have medals for the championship and then the B bracket and the C brackets, and they were just redesigned last season. They're pretty sharp looking. I have not won one yet, and I'm just a little jealous. All right, so back to our game here on sheet 4 here at the Utah Olympic Oval. Ken's going to try and do not quite a circus shot, but looking for a skill shot. Let's call it that. He's going for a skill shot. Looking to hit the yellow onto red onto yellow, and then I think maybe spill under cover. And that could also set up it could set up a skipper's deuce, a skip's deuce, where the skip scores 2 points with their last 2 stones. So Ken makes his way down the ice into the hat. See ya. Gonna need some weight on this because he's moving 3 rocks. So I'd probably expect like normal takeout weight here. And then also the line's going to be super important as Ken gets set. And he's away. That looks like control up. Maybe that's normal. Curling. Man, that sounded like the 4th of July right there. With just that cacophony of rocks clashing against each other, crashing against each other. Let's check out the replay. Curling. Man, that sounded like the 4th of July right there. With he touched them all. That was a great shot. Really turned the end around to a large extent. I mean, it opened it up where 3 of a kind was sitting 2, I believe, and now they still might be sitting 2. They're sitting 1 right now. As Ben makes his way down the ice for his second stone without the hammer. I'm going to check to see who might be second shot here. pretty close, but I think red is second. So I think they're just trying to draw in and sit two, and basically kind of give increase the chance of a steal, or also the likelihood of a force. As Ben gets set for his last here. This looks tight. The way it was, it's not a bad outcome. I was gonna say the weight was a little light. So now the question is, how might Pomeroy and Cheat Commandos get into scoring position here? I mean, getting one's not too bad. Giving up a steal of one's also not too bad, given that there's two more ends of play here. As they're talking things over. Looking to draw a different path, it appears. That's a similar path. They're not. That yellow is super buried. That yellow on the left, that is shot stone. So I think they're just opting to draw for a single point and see how the next two ends fare. As a 10 gets set, this is the hammer from Cheat Commandos here in the first end of our Thursday Winter Championship. Looking to draw. The weight looks a little up. So the question is it going to sit down? And the answer is no. It's going to go through the house out of play. They're going to take a look at those stones on the wings. Could go for a measure. It looked red to me when I took a peek by the side here. And Kara did say that the second stone was the other team, Cheat Commando. So it's only a single point for three of a kind, but it's a steal of one, and Cheat Commandos will take the hammer into the second end when we continue with our coverage of the 2025 Thursday Winter League Championship, coming to you live from the Utah Olympic Oval. It's also with the unusual game setup that we have tonight. This is the home end that we're seeing here. And Kara's throwing towards the away end with her first stone. We're going to time this to see where we might be. It's a little light. I mean, they want a guard. It's going to be a high guard. I got 15-10. And so I haven't done hog-to-hog timing on our ice this season very much because I've been playing lead on Mondays, so I'm just doing the split time backline to hog. As you see, I'm pretty sure this is Joe, but I'll double check. With his first, looking to draw around. Scott is sweeping it, hold it. So looking for a tight guard, a 3 guard that's just in front of the house, in front of the rings. Scott was sweeping on it, and now he's off. He's going to settle into the house, and now it gives 3 of a kind an opportunity to hit and roll. And that's where Ben has the drum. So I'm going to do some unorthodox in-game question asking. Can you remind me of your name? Joe. Joe, terrific. I just want to be sure. So, thank you. Well, it could have been Dave, right? So, Dave's not here though, man, right? Yeah. All right. Thanks, Joe. All right. So looking for a hit and roll. It looks like it flashed. So now the pendulum swings back towards Cheap Commandos. Looking to, I think, guard or put up, maybe draw around the corner guard that Three of a Kind put up. But this is an opportunity for Cheap Commandos. Joe's next shot away. Did a little bit of a positive release there. And this looks like it's a little light as Chen comes out to help sweep. And it's going to just kind of stall out in the middle of the guard zone. It's kind of on the dividing, kind of between the middle and the third, the tight third. So it looks like Ben wants to try to hit and roll again with Kara's last stone. This looks tighter. So now they're trying to hold it straight. It's really close. It makes contact, and the shooter will just kind of sit on top. It actually rolls slightly under the red guard. So that guard is not doing Cheap Commandos any favors, and so Chen wants it gone. Like a mob boss, he's ordering a hit. This is Joe's last. Well, it's a little tight. It's it's after the fifth rock at the end, so they can hit any rock really and have a positive outcome. But it's like it peels the guard. The shooter's going to roll to the wing, out of play. So it's a good shot there from Joe. So now with Three of a Kind sitting 1, Ben's looking to tap the yellow back. As Tyler gets set for his first. Looking for, I think, T or heavy T weights. Just checking his line before he pushes out. And looks like a really nice release there from Tyler. He's floating out wide a little bit, it looks like. Kara's trying to push it over and it's moving. Now the question is, it going to move enough? And it looks like it's pretty good, actually. The weight was not there, but puts up a tight guard. So they think they wanted to freeze or tap back, just to sit 2. As Scott gets set, looking for a hit from Scott. Yeah, it looks like it's going to tick the guard. And then the red rock is going to roll toward the wing, out of play. Or just barely in play. Nope, out of play. Thank you all, one person tuning in tonight. I know people tune in on the replay, so if you're watching the replay, thanks for tuning in also. Looks like they're going to do the guard or the tight stone again, front stone, as Tyler gets set for his second. It does look heavier. It does look like maybe back 4 weight, although it looks like it hit the brakes right about there. Got 12.8 roughly. And that was pretty close to a freeze. I maybe would have swept that just a little bit more for a freeze. It's unlikely that the other team will be able to do a double off of that stone, but never say never. So Scott looking to make some contact on the stones in the house. It's looking pretty good. It's going to get 1, it's going to get 2. It does get the second stone moving. And then the shooter rolls toward the side, and then one of the yellows is touching the outer edge. So that's like that's also out. Let's look at the replay. It's going to get 1, it's going to get 2. It does get the second stone moving. And then the shooter rolls toward the side, and then one of the yellows is touching the outer edge. So that double takeout was brought to you by doubletakeout.com, which is kind of an inside joke. If you know, you know. As you see Tyler's next rock. That was a double, wasn't it? Well, 2 yellows went away.
I just thought one.
It was a double, right? Well, wait till you're sure, but like 2 yellows went away. I did the replay earlier, so. All right, give me double check with the can, but it looked like a double takeout to me, so. All right, so the situation is yellow put up a center guard, it looks like, pretty high, and it looks like Ken and Chief Commando's going to be able to get access to it. And Scott's going to go out a little bit wider than he has gone before. So I think looking maybe just to park on top. This is a heavy draw, it appears. And actually, it looks pretty good as Ken is going to give a final polish to the stone and just coax it to the back of the forefoot. And that was a great shot there from Scott. It does create a bit of a target for 3 of a kind to take on. So no confirmation of it being a double takeout, but I was pretty sure it's a double takeout. But I'm not an on-ice official, so I can't say for sure. So we are to skip stones as Ben and Kara talk about the shots. I think they're just looking to draw on top of the red that Scott just put down there. Just looking for a draw here. Back, like heavy T would probably be fine. So again, I'm thinking it's going to be about a 12.5 weight. And of course, that's the time between the hog lines, or the time between the boxes, I guess would be another way to put it. As they're just walking it down the ice. Weight looks pretty good. I got 11.6. It's slowing down a little bit, so the weight's actually a little slower than I thought it was going to be, but the weight was fine. The ice is a little slower than I thought it was going to be. And that looks like it might be shot. And so I think Ken wants to take it on, just kind of blow it up, and hope that red is going to stick around at the end of the day. I won't bother any of the other players for the rest of the hand about whether Cheat Commandos, the Red Ross, got that double takeout just a couple stones ago. The temptation is really strong, and I'm finding myself that I'm going to hold strong. And it looks like we're going to need a strong shot from Ken as they trade fist bumps. You know, communication and team camaraderie, they're super important aspects of the game. And it's really, I mean, you want to have clear communication. You don't want to over communicate necessarily, but you want to make sure everyone's on the same page. As Ken is getting set for that hard shot. It's not a run back. I guess it's a takeout. Talking about the broom in terms of the target that he's aiming at. This is going to be a key shot here coming from Ken and Cheat Commandos. Line looks pretty good. They're trying to push it over a little bit, maybe. It's going to get one yellow out of play. The shot yellow rolls towards the button and is partially buried. And then there's a second stone. The red stone that was there is now second shot in the back 8 foot. So not a bad outcome. And there's also the red on the left. There's actually 2 reds on the left side of the sheet that might be brought into play, depending on how this net shot goes from 3 of a kind. I think they're looking at maybe drawing in and tapping the yellow back. So I think I agree with the call. It makes a lot of sense to draw on top, maybe tap it back slightly. You don't want to set up a double for Ken to maybe take on and score 2 or up to 4 points, really. So I think Light's the miss here. As Ben delivers his last rock here without the hammer here in the second of 3 ends. This weight looks a little up, perhaps. Kara's calling for line. Oh, this is a little light, actually. But not bad. I said light was the miss, and that was a good miss. So, how's it going? I'm all right. On the ice, doing play-by-play, so... It's all good. All right, so it's fun just having people come up and chat on the chat as I'm on the ice. So tough situation here for Ken. Okay, I see what they're doing. And this seems to be the only shot, really. So there's that red that was to the wings. And it looks like Ken wants to hit the inside of this red that's closest to Scott's broom and then roll back and tap the yellow that's on the button out of scoring position. So tough shot, but that seems to be the only option that Pomeroy has here, especially a chance to score 2 or 3 or avoid giving up a steal of 1. So we often talk about the risk reward. The risk is giving up 1, the reward is scoring up to 3. So those numbers sound pretty good to me. Ken's rocks away. It looks like he maybe pushed it in a little bit. There's also like a different path than they've been throwing. Okay. So it missed the target stone, and I think they were maybe looking at calling like an audible on plan B, and ended up just kind of crashing on the red in the back, and the shooter just went through the house out of play. Steal 1-4, 3 of a kind to take a 2-0 lead. Chief Commandos has the hammer here in this third and final pivotal end of the championship, as I'm going to confirm whether or not they scored a double take-up. I'll be right back. All right, back to the action. I double checked with Ken, and he's mostly certain that he scored Scott scored a double takeout. So I'll be right back as Joe gets set for his next stone here. Looking to put up a corner guard. They need to score 3 here. A tie will not do it. That's a high guard too. So Tara's second shot. Looking to draw in or put up a front guard, a front stone. It looks like that's pretty good. We do have leads year-round here at the Oval. Our fall and winter leads are our full season leads at 10 weeks. We also have spring and summer leads. Start a little earlier, and the season wraps up a little earlier, about 7 or 8 weeks if I remember correctly. And more information will be available on ovalcurling.com or the Oval Curling Facebook page as we get more information. Registration is not open yet, as Joe gets set for his next rock. And we're playing 3 ends. And as I mentioned earlier, for those just tuning in, if the game is tied, the non-hammer team at the start of the game will win the game. It's just kind of acknowledging the imbalance of this modified format that we're playing tonight. So Joe draws into the top 8 foot, a pretty good position to run the red back, but they need to score 3 here to win. 2 would tie, but then the tiebreaker goes in favor of the Yellowstone's 3 of a kind. As you see, Kara gets set for her next stone. So it's going to be I think they want to tap out the red as it's curling now. So I think they're calling the audible. That was 11-8 roughly. Interesting. I think they wanted it more weight. I think they wanted like backline weight And like based on the time, 11:75, 11:08, that would normally be back at the house to hack weight on this on our ice. It's just our ice may be a little bit slow. It was raining earlier, it turned to snow, so the humidity might be up slightly. But both teams play on the same ice, as you may know. But you have to take different elements in consideration. It's like reading a golf green. You know, the grass might be dry, it might be a little. Likewise, the ice might be a little dry, a little damp. As Joe gets set for his last here. Trying to draw into the pile, I believe. Ken indicated that he was a little bit wide. Okay, so the weight was not for a draw, it was for a tap bat. Scott's sweeping it to hold the line. It's also a little on the light side as Ken comes out to help. Oh man. I think the ice is starting to trick both teams. Because I think both teams wanted to tap back or tap out, and there was no joy on either shot. Just a couple of mounds. No humming joy, just a couple of mounds. So now Tyler's being set for his first shot. Set up for a draw or another tap back as he gets set. Calling hard for sweep. Kara's trying to push it over. And they're just trying to junk up the front, it looks like. It is very junky indeed there. Also looking to try and, I think, block both paths for Cheat Commandos to run a red rock back into the three of the kind stones around the 4-foot, the blue circle. So I think we're kind of in blow-up mode if it's Cheat Commandos. So I was thinking they could try to make a play on the red down the center line. And actually, I kind of like making a play on the red in the center line just because it might partially open things up. It might move some of the yellows around. Opting to hit the yellow and then rolling towards the left here, but it's out wide. So this is going to be a plan B situation. And not necessarily a bad plan B. The other thing that's fascinating is like they're talking over what possible shots that Ken could make, and when you're in, when you're one of the two top teams in the league, you definitely take the opposition seriously in terms of like their shot selection. I often say that curling is a lot like golf, especially when you have a lot of different clubs in your golf bag. As you develop your golf game, you start off with like a middle iron, like a 7-iron. And then you kind of keep adding clubs to your bag. You can play around the golf with a driver, a 7-iron, a wedge, and a putter, but it's a lot more. You have a little bit more finesse if you have a full range of clubs in your bag. And likewise for curling, it's the same idea depending on what type of shots you have in your curling bag, as it were. A lot of people start off with draws. That's a shot geared to end up in the house or in the guard zone, and then you kind of start working on your takeout. So you kind of work on what side of the ice is stronger for you. You know what side of the ice you need to work on more, and then you get to the point where hopefully you have most of the shots in your curling repertoire. And then you watch competitive curling on TV and you realize, like, oh man, there's a lot more shots I need to work on. So the broom's down. I think they're just going to keep junking things up. I think maybe looking to hit the red out, or possibly tap the yellow back into the pile, just so those reds can't be really used for nefarious purposes by cheat commandos. As you see Tyler with his second of 3 stones. Both teams are playing with 3 tonight. As Kara's sweeping, this looks like it's going to be pretty close to running the yellow back into the pile here. And it looks like it's going to make contact and just tap the red that was on the side a little further out. And then the shooter's going to kind of hang out top, and then there's just a mess of yellows. And the reds are not in a super usable position by the red team cheat commandos. So we're coming to you live from the Utah Olympic Oval. One of the fun things that you can sometimes see when you watch these web streams is that there's hockey happening in the background, and we're not sharing the ice per se with the hockey players. That'd be, you know, pandemonium. There's 2 hockey rinks in the middle of the oval, and so we're on one, the Olympic-sized rink, and then there's another NHL-sized rink that is primarily for hockey. So looking for some takeout weight. I think just looking to needs to open things up to have a chance here. So this looks pretty good, as it dislodges one of the yellows to the bat 12 foot. But it looks like yellow is still seeing 3. So the hockey sheet used to be Olympic size or international size, but it got narrowed in the off season to accommodate the Utah Hockey Club, which uses that ice as its practice facility during the season. So haven't seen them too often, but it's kind of fun just to see NHL caliber athletes in our facility. Likewise, you know, the oval is used for speed skating, so you get to see Olympic and world level athletes, you know, honing their craft on this ice, and it's really great that we get to benefit from that too. I'm not going to say that we are world class, but it gives us something to aspire to. So, 3 of a kind is really looking things over, which is fair. I'm on the ice, but I'm not playing on the ice. They only need to avoid giving up 3. A tie to the tiebreakers in their favor, because they didn't start with the hammer this game. So I would just maybe try to get rid of the red stones and like just have another yellow in the house to you know, give cheat commando something to worry about. Looks like they're opting to draw in, which is fair. But I think if they threw weight at those reds next to where the broom is, and he might. I don't think that's the call though. I would just get rid of the yellow. I would get rid of red counting stones, and then just, you know, kind of run cheat commandos out of rocks. Calling to hold the line. There's some weight on this. Not too much though. So it's going to go into the pile. Adds another yellow, and then kind of jostles the red on the right wing out a little bit. So it does largely what I was thinking they were going to do. I just think that they could have had the benefit of just getting rid of one of the reds. I guess the other option though was that it would give cheat commandos, like a wider target for just like blow things up. So now it's time for cheat commandos to really think about what's going on. And I think they're just looking to throw some heat down the middle here. Move some yellows around, hopefully create some backing to park as many reds as possible around the button. But it's a tall order for Scott here. You need to move a lot of gate crashers. As Scott's final shots away. Kent indicated he's out wide again. This might do something as it makes contact with the red and pushes it back. So we are to skip stones here, and the order has gotten even taller as Ken and Cheat Commandos tries to puzzle their way through this scenario, like trying to figure out which cheesecake to order from the Cheesecake Factory. So Ben and Kara are talking things over. And they're just going to put another rock in. I mean, why screw up with the formula that's working for them? So I guess, I mean, it's a messy house, and I think they're just going to make it even messier. I think you'd have to go to Fraternity Row at the University of Utah to see a house that's messier. As Ben throws his first stone. Kara's calling for curl. Trying to coach it over, put it into the pile. Now calling for straights. And is trying to tap another yellow to the 4-foot. And, oh man. Might want to get the TV show Hoarders on the phone because of how messy that house is. They need to throw just a bomb, an atomic bomb, to blow up that house. One second. All right, back to the action. As again, we're going to need to see an atomic bomb here from Ken to stay alive, needing to score 3. He has 2 shots to open things up. As Ken gets sets. Key shot coming from Pomeroy. His first with the hammer. Not a bomb, kind of gentle weight. It's a normal weight, it looks like. So it does move things around, but it's still a tall order. Let's look at that replay real quick. Not a bomb, kind of gentle weight. It's a normal weight, it looks like. So it does move things around. So things got jostled around, but Three of a Kind is still sitting 5, or at least 4. They're sitting 4 in scoring position. There's the fifth stone that's blocking path to the easiest path to the house. So for the last shot for Ben, I think just looking to put up a guard, call it good. And looking for a guard. And Ken's going to be looking for a miracle here. How are they going to score 3? There's so many rocks in the forefoot around the button. The Red Rocks Cheat Commandos need 3 to win this game. A tie will not do. And this is for all the marbles. As Ken gets set. And the hammer coming for Pomeroy. Looks like it's going to be on the yellow up top. And that looks to be a steal of 4 to conclude this championship game. So only playing 3 ends tonight just because of the abbreviated formats. But good to see the champions. The Three of a Kind. You got Ben, Tyler, and Kara. It's the second championship for Kara, as she was on a team with Ken that won the championship. On Monday, the Monday championship. So we're getting set for the awards here. As I'm talking and multitasking while I can. Going to give the mic over to Kara in a moment. But until then, I'm going to go on mute. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back in just a moment with the medal ceremony.
Yell though, because then if I yell, is it going to be really loud on the stream? All right, thank you for sticking around, everyone. I really appreciate it. sorry for the inconvenience, but we made the best of it. So for our C event winner, we have Curly Fries, Team E, Josh, Jason, Ren, and Robbie. Congrats, congrats, congrats. And you will need to see Ryan for a photo before you leave. He's that guy right there. All right, our B event winner, wrong medals. Broken Toe, Carl, Zane, Steve, and Chelsea. And honorary sub, Trevor. You get 2 medals. Just kidding.
Actually,
I was
no,
going to
no,
say,
no.
yeah, exactly.
It's gonna
Here.
take
No,
it
you
to
get
us.
Chelsea's.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Please see Ryan for your photo before you leave. Our league champions, 3 of a kind, Ben, Tyler, and myself. Congrats, congrats, and I get 2 medals, I guess. Oh my God, the trophy. Please get the trophy. We will see Ryan for our photo after this.
Great.
All right, ducky drawing. By closeness, you get to do the drawing. Everybody's name is in here. You must be present to win.
Josh L.
Is not here.
Not here.
Pick another.
Quint.
Not here.
Oh.
I didn't know so many people would be leaving.
Wayne.
Not here.
Aha.
He just left. He did.
Gerard.
Not here. If only I had known.
Josh R.
Not here.
Not you?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. No.
Oh man, there's lots of Joshes.
There are a lot of Joshes. There are 3 Joshes. That's why they all have last initials.
Robbie.
Yeah! Woo! You can throw it in there. You get a little pouch with some curling goodies inside.
Nice.
And please see Ryan for a photo with the duckies. All right, this is my cell to get you to come to the annual spring meeting, pizza party, end of season, doo-wop, whatever you want to call it. We have really exciting things coming next fall. And so we need your help to make that happen. So please be there. And if you haven't signed up for Friends and Family Night curling, you can still do so. We're still trying to figure out how to best have that. And then we'll start up in May for Spring League. So watch your emails. Everybody drive really safe home because I know the roads were not great getting here. But thanks for coming.
Thanks, Kara.
See you in spring. You're welcome. That one right there. So you go up the stairs and turn left. I need to get the trophy. Guys, I gotta run and get the trophy. It's like by the bathroom over there. I think I'm okay. She is gonna be so mad at me.